Hello guys, good to see you again. West Country Explorer here, and for this video, as I mentioned in my last video that I've just done, I'm coming to Rockhampton. So this is where I am now, and this is a little stroll around the village where I grew up in the 80s as a little tacker. So I mean, there's not really much to see here, so it's not so much about the what's here. This video is more about the stories, me talking about what life was a bit like in this village in the 80s and my memories of the area and a little bit of family history and all the rest. So guys, sit back, enjoy, listen to my stories about days gone by, and come on a little journey with me. Alright guys, come on a little journey. So here I am, I'm starting off at Rockhampton Common. There's the cricket pitch. Turn you around. Private house down there, I'm not sure who lives there now. Can't remember who offhand who used to live there. There's Rockhampton Cricket Club. They have now got a second site, the cricket club, further on up the road. Over there, let's go for a little stroll, guys. It's a nice sunny day. Let's go for a little stroll. And over here, as I get a bit closer, see, I'll zoom in a bit. Oops, hold that camera steady, boy. I'll zoom in a bit. Let's see that. Bit of a bonfire by the looks of it. Well, rubbish ready for burning anyway. Zoom back out. I remember as a little kid, growing up in the 80s, every bonfire night, there'd be a massive bonfire there for all the fun, for all the villagers to come round. I said, massive, it would be a massive, great big firework. And back in those days, in the 80s, you didn't have like bits of string, like rope cording off the bonfire to stop you getting too close. There was nothing like that, so there was a danger you could get a bit too close. I always remember that. Bonfire night, come out to the bonfire. Jacket potatoes wrapped up in tin foil for food. And also summertime, the fairs in summertime. We used to have like village fairs here. Now one thing I remember was, now this wouldn't happen nowadays. This just would not happen nowadays. What I'll do is I'm going to twizzle you around, guys. Right. But I mean, this is something that would not happen nowadays, right? One of the stalls they had at the fair back in the 80s, right? There was the shell. They'd have a shell of a car, so like all the insides would like be taken out. Sort of, I think the engine and all the rest all taken out. So pretty much just a shell of this car, and you could pay to bash this car up. I mean, it's like, it was something like, I can't remember how much you paid, but you pay to have a X amount of time to bash up this car. So little tackers would have a little lump hammer, and like the older kids would get a sledgehammer. And I can remember me, I mean, this was, like I said, I was a little tacker, so I mean, the oldest I would have been about 10 years old, something like that. So, you know, 10 years or under, younger than that maybe. I paid however much it was to have a few minutes beating the absolute crap out of the shell of a car with a little lump hammer. There I was. That was one of the fair attractions that we had at the village fair back in the 80s. you wouldn't get that nowadays, would you? Flipping health and safety would do their absolute nut, wouldn't they? Absolutely. But I mean, it was good fun, good fun. I'm going to twist you around again, guys. Yeah, so that was it. And I remember seeing plenty of cricket games down here in the day, back in the day. Yeah. So, like I said, this is Rockhampton Common. This is the site of the cricket club. Well, one of the, like I said, there's a second one further on up now. Silver Jubilee 77. No galloping of horses on the common. Right then, I'm going to take you a bit further on up the road, guys, show you another little bit of the village. Now, before I go much further up the road, I thought I'd just show you that, because I can remember as a little kid, again when I was growing up in the village, what I used to do was, there was a few occasions, obviously I had my wellies on, I used to go down there and go through that tunnel, through that little gap bit, under the road, and I used to come out that end. I don't think I'll be able to fit through there now, so yeah. I think there's probably been quite a fair few village kids that have done that, under the road like that. Right, just coming up to a bit of a crossroads now. And this house here on the right, so that one there, that used to be occupied by a gentleman called Uncle Percy. Now, one thing I should have done was I should have checked my family tree before I came out. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to twizzle you around again, guys. Right, yeah. Yeah, so that property behind, occupied by Uncle Percy. I should have checked my family tree before I came out. Now, if I remember rightly, my mum's dad's auntie, so my great-grandfather's sister, Florence, I think that's how it was, Aunt Florence, she married a gentleman, Horace. I never met him myself, but Horace was Percy's brother. So Uncle Percy would have been my grandpa's aunt's brother-in-law, something like that, yeah. Family connection by marriage. Uncle Percy, he lived to over 100, about 102. Right, now actually I'm going to twizzle you around again. Right, now this tree, this thin one, if I remember rightly, I think it was this tree here. Now this is where I should have conferred with my parents a bit more before I came out. Now that tree, that was planted either when Uncle Percy reached his 100th birthday or when Aunt Florence reached her 100th birthday. They both lived to 100 odd. Good old age. Well, they're over 100. I think one of them reached 101, the other reached 102. Right, now coming up here, straight ahead, it's a private house nowadays, but it used to be Rockhampton Gospel Hall, and this is where I used to come to church on a Sunday as a little tacker. So I had the morning service, the breaking of bread, followed by Sunday school, and then there'd be the evening service. But like I said, it's a private house now. Well, I mean, I think the Gospel Hall, like the building itself, got taken down and completely rebuilt into a house. Nothing left of the Gospel Hall. I mean, I left in 96. That's when my parents and I moved down to Lyme Regis, and I think it slowly went downhill sort of roughly after then. There's the entrance to Rockhampton Equestrian Centre. And what I'm going to do, guys, up here is the village hall and the Church of St Oswald's. So I'm going to take you up there, guys. Now, I've just passed on my left. A bit cheeky getting it in shot. When I was talking to my mum, she said, don't record the house, don't record the house, don't get it in shot. But yeah, the house I've just passed, my great gran, my mum's gran lived there. I forgot to ask my mum which gran it was. I don't know if it was her dad's gran or her mum's gran. That's where she lived. And then at some point my Uncle James lived there. Yeah. That's the thing with these little villages, sort of just so many like different family connections. Yeah. And like sort of family, like various members of a family living in different parts of it. Yeah. But I mean, like I said, yeah, this is where I grew up as a child. And I'm, like I said, I think this is huge influence on the rest of my life. You know, I'm a villager at heart. I'm a country boy. You know, I mean, when was it? 11 when I moved from here to Thornbury, and then 16 I moved from there to a village, the Upline, just outside Lyme Regis. Right, I'm going to twizzle you around again, guys. As you can see, coming up to the village hall and the church. Now, Rockhampton Gospel Hall, which no longer exists, that's where most of I think all of my sisters got married there. And we had the wedding receptions here at the village hall. Now, back in the day, I mean, this is like way back in the past, the village hall used to be the site of the village school. This is where my grampy came to school, just here, back when this was a school. So that's my mum's dad. I mean, that would have been, my grampy was born 1911, so this would have been like the 1910s, 1910s, yeah. I can remember my grampy telling a story about when he was came to school here. He'd sneak out early and like check a stone at the bell in an attempt to make the school teacher think it was the start of break time. Oh, I remember, I think it was when my sister Rachel got married. I think it was at that wedding back in, I think it was 88. I think this door was slightly open to there, and me, I was about 8 years old, I was playing with other people at the wedding reception, and I was running around like this, came round here, and I sort of ducked down to sort of go underneath the handle, but I stood up too soon, whacked the top of my head on the handle and cut my head a bit. Yeah, and I think I had to have it seen to by a first aider. Yeah, so like I said, yeah, village hall. So that's where my grampy went to school when it was a school, and that's where my sisters had their wedding receptions. Right, here we are, St Oswald's Church. Right, oh, open the gate. Yep. Oh, come on, you. Right. Oh, sorry, camera getting a bit wonky. That. Now, what I'm going to do is take you into a graveyard. Because my mum's side of the family been here for generations, so a few generations. So, got some graves here. Let's see if I can find where they are. Whatever. Yeah. Right then, can't really see that one. Oh, if I stand, William James Clark. So no, so that would have been my grampy's dad. I think his wife. Yeah, so that's my, yeah. Oh well, I said my grampy's dad. Right, and that's Henry George Clark. So that would have been my grampy's grampy. So Henry George Clark and his wife, and then Henry's son William James and his wife, and then William James, his son, with my grampy Henry George, see your name repeating, and then my uncle, so William James Clark's grandson, he's a William James. No, where is it? Where is it? There's some more here. Because I think my dad's parents are buried here. Got to be a bit careful getting there. Oh yes, here we are. Here we are. Right, yeah. So that's my dad's parents. That. All right, yeah. There you go. There's my grampy, my mum's parents. Henry, look, 4th of November, the day before my 25th birthday. And no, I never knew my gran, Edith Ada Clark. I never knew me grampy, my granddad, Ernest. I knew me granny Greenman. I knew her. She died when I was probably about 8, 9. And like I said, grampy, he died the day before my 25th birthday. I've got a few cousins. I've got sort of 3 male cousins, so the 4 of us men. And I remember at my grampy's funeral, the 4 of us were pallbearers, so we carried the coffin from the hearse to the side of the grave and lowered it down. Yeah. Right, I'm going to see if we can go inside. Now, if my mum watches this video, she might be, why are you putting family history like that on the internet? Why are you putting our family's names in YouTube videos showing the graves? So, if you're watching this, Mum, and you're not happy about it, I do apologise. No offence meant. Right then. Oh, hang on a minute, there we go. What does that say? Incorporated Society for Building and Churches granted £40 towards reseating this church upon condition that 96 seats, was that 96, numbered 1 to 16, be reserved for the use of the poor inhabitants of this parish. Wonder what that means. Right, let's see if it's open. Oh, it's open. Oh, lovely. When was the last time I came in here? Crumpets, I can't remember the last time Have I been in here since my Grampy's funeral? I don't know. I mean, that's coming up 19 years now, end of this year. I'm not sure, I honestly can't remember the last time I came in here. I'm going to go up here. Oh, so all right, there's a little bit of information. So St. Oswald, King of Northumbria, who led the pagan peoples in the path of Christianity. Now, I make absolutely no apology whatsoever for spending a bit of time in here. It's a part of my childhood. I'm just enjoying it. What's this? Oh, Henry, yeah. Henry Ford. He was a local. He wrote a book on the great poaching affray of 1816, the Berkeley poaching affray. Yeah, one of my ancestors was involved in that. Berkeley's just up the road from here, not too far away. Alright, that's just all the map of the graveyard, who's buried where. Right, oh, another stained glass window. Right then, guys, what I'm going to do now is take you back outside. Right then, guys, I don't know if any of you have watched The Masked Singer. I mean, I'm talking about the UK version. I think there's an American version as well. But anyway, The Masked Singer, the UK version, hosted by a guy called Joel Dommett. So, if you've watched it, and if you know who Joel Dommett is, so if you've watched The Masked Singer, you'll know who he is. So, Joel Dommett. I'm not a fan sure what else he's done. But, I mean, I only know him from hosting The Masked Singer. Oh no, I think he did The Masked Dancer as well. But anyway, Joel Dommett from The Masked Singer, he grew up in this village, Rockhampton. And he also went to the Castle School, same secondary school that I went to. I mean, he's about, what, 5-6 years younger than me. So, I mean, yeah, I was living here throughout the 80s. I mean, I lived here till 91, so there was an overlap. So, I mean, Joel Dommett, he would have been living in the village same time as I was. I mean, I don't know if I ever met him. I mean, if I did, if I ever spent time playing with him or with the family, I've got no memory of it. But I mean, like I said, I mean, him being about 5-6 years younger than me, and that, I don't think I would have played with him. Actually, what I'm going to say is, I've just had a random thought. So, right, Joel, if you're watching this, I'll be surprised if he is, but Joel, if you're watching this, do you remember a family in Rockhampton, the Greenman family? If you do, if you remember the Greenman family from your very younger days, from when you were like probably sort of 4 or 5 years old, and that's my family. So, actually, tell you what, Joel Dommett, if you're watching this video and you remember us, drop a comment saying, yeah, I remember your family. If you don't remember the Greenman family, drop a comment saying, no, I don't remember you lot. Who are you? Who are you, mate? So there you go then. I might see if I can email Joel Dommett and sort of send him an email with a link to this video and say, oi, mate, please watch this video. See if I can get him to watch and comment. Oh, wouldn't that be so cool if that could happen? Yeah, I might actually do that. Anyway, there. Right. Should I do that, guys? Yeah, I think I should do that. See if I can get Joel to watch. Anyway, I'm going to stop recording for a minute. Actually, while I think of it, right, see these, like, the ditch systems we got round here. I mean, they're probably found in other places, lots of other places, but right, but this ditch system, right? The name is, well, it's spelled R-H-I-N-E, so how would you pronounce that? Rhine? I mean, this is a genuine question, right? The spelling of the word is R-H-I-N-E. How would you pronounce that? Because, I mean, I've always been brought up pronouncing it Reen. I suppose as in R-E-E-N. That's how I've always pronounced it, and my family's pronounced it. I think everyone around here has pronounced it as Reen. But it's spelled as in like R-H-I-N-E, as in Rhine. So there you go, guys. How would you pronounce it? Reen or Rhine? Right, we're coming up to my childhood home in a minute. Not too far away. Now, I want to see what they've done with this telephone box. What is it nowadays? That property I'm just going by on the left there used to be a village shop there and post office. Then it moved a bit further up the road. I think it's all gone now. There we go. I remember using this as a child. The mobile phone, telephone box. I remember using that as a child. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I grew up as a child. That garage wasn't there. That second driveway wasn't there. That one was. That was the green by my front garden. Like that car going away there, that's either my Uncle James or my cousin Paul. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, that started out as a 3-bedroom house. My parents had it built in '63 when they got married. It expanded over the years. And this here is my Uncle and Aunt's farm. My grampy's grampy bought it in 1906. He started off life as a market gardener and then became a farmer. So it's been in the family for over 100 years. Yeah, my uncle and aunt still live there and one of my cousins, so my cousin's the 5th generation to be in the farm. Now this farm is definitely not abandoned, so I'm not going to be doing an urban explore, but I am going to be going in to see if my uncle and aunt are there. Well, I've just had a nice little catch up with my uncle and my aunt. Nice cup of tea there as well. So that's just a brief little bit about Rockhampton, little stroll around. So there you go, guys. Now you know where I grew up as a little tacker, seen the village that I got to know very well. Well, I think it's an absolutely gorgeous little village. Yeah, very, very, very fond memories of growing up here. I love it to bits. Sorry, just admiring the countryside. I'll tell you something, I could happily move back here. I don't think Amy would like it here. Far too rural and quiet for her. But I could definitely move back. Quite happily in a heartbeat. If the right property came up and all the rest and it was affordable and we had jobs here, it's in the area that we could do, yeah, I'll be back. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Oh, flip it, and some more cars going. Flipping it, it's busy today. Where are all these cars coming from? Right, gonna stroll over to the common. Yeah, so anyway guys, thank you for watching, hope you've enjoyed and all the rest. And yeah, look forward to seeing you in the next video. And in the meantime, the usual, stay safe, take care, and God bless.